Kind of an ugly game, huh?
It was.
Caleb Williams finished as 23 of 37 for just 174. It's 4.7 yards per attempt. Also sacked 7 times, throws 2 picks.
Yeah.
And 1 negated interception.
So it was funny because certainly early in the game, it looked like Caleb Williams had settled down really well from last week. Last week it was too frenetic, too over the top, and you're like, just dial it back, ease into the game. Last week should show you that you don't need to make all the plays. Your team's pretty good. And early it looked like that had happened, and then the Texans were just like, well, why don't we just blitz and stunt all the time? And that just created so much havoc for the Chicago offense that Caleb couldn't any longer play calmly, neatly in the pocket and just, the way he was earlier, and had to play Caleb Williams style and just wasn't able to make enough plays in the face of overwhelming pressure.
Yeah, a couple plays with Caleb Williams. My concern with him is, from what I've seen, and look, I reacted to the preseason.
Yeah.
I reacted to the special plays that we saw in the preseason, even against Bengals third stringers. I reacted to it, and I assumed a lot of that would carry over to the NFL. And then you always get it's the preseason. These guys are going to be truckers in a week, or they're going to be tax accountants and what have you. And maybe those people are right so far. That the special from Caleb Williams, moving around the pocket, when he scrambles out, right? When he scrambles out and you get all those Mahomes comps and Josh Allen comps and Aaron Rodgers, like he scrambles out and he makes a throw and then he throws a pick or he misses a pass. I think I'm most concerned with Caleb Williams through 2 weeks is when the special stuff is either just a step slower than it needs to be rather than a step faster than everyone else, or his accuracy is just way off.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised with how inaccurate he's been through 2 weeks.
I think don't you think it feels like that's somewhat of a product of young quarterback playing the game at 1,000,000 miles an hour in his brain. Like, I feel like accuracy is something, because remember we had this.
I'm sensing some of that. Yeah.
We had this with Baker Mayfield as well. Like, one of the most accurate quarterbacks the college game had ever seen. You're like, the one thing we know about Baker Mayfield is that guy has pinpoint ball location accuracy. And early in his career, he didn't at all. Baker's accuracy completely deserted him. You're like, what? I don't understand that. We'd always questioned accuracy of, can you go from inaccurate to accurate? We'd never really thought about what happens when an accurate guy stops being accurate with the football. Not like, the depth of target or whatever is influencing this. Just same pass is no longer within the same location that it used to be. I think there's a lot of young quarterback and everything else affecting that in a way that you don't usually think it would. I think that's a part of what we were dealing with here. The Bears have serious protection issues, and I don't know how much of it is the offensive line as opposed to Caleb and all those kinds of things. I don't know how much responsibility Caleb has for the protections. I think at one point I definitely heard him adjusting a protection. So in the game, Houston ran stunts on 12 dropbacks. Of 12 dropbacks, do you want to know how many passing yards Caleb created?
Is it similar to I have his blitz numbers against the blitz? Is it like 10?
Yes, it's 15. Would you like to know what his passer rating was when the Texans ran a stunt?
0.
2.8, because he had an interception in there as well.
Is it the same? Is the blitz numbers, because they
are similar? Yeah, they combined a lot of them. Right.
Exchange. Against blitzes, he was 3 for 9 for 15 yards.
Yeah,
with a pick, 4 sacks.
Right.
And then 3 scrambles. He also had 2 other incompletions and a negated interception.
So this is 2 for 6 for 15 yards, the interception, 4 sacks. And it's the same kind of thing. But the point being, like, it was like the Bears had never encountered a blitz or stunts before, right?
Yeah.
And these are not, okay, there were some pressure looks that were not the easiest thing in the world to diagnose, but this was not the most complicated defensive scheme or pressure package that's ever been thrown at an offense. And yet it felt like, I tweeted this last night, this was like, remember when Miami showed up with the Wildcat and the Patriots were like, what the hell is this? And just completely shit the bed for that game and got destroyed by it. Well, this was like this, except we've seen this every game for the last 60 years, right? Stunts and blitzes. Like, this is a routine defense that was thrown at them, and Chicago's offense acted like this was a completely new development that they'd never encountered before.
I was feeling the heat. I was feeling the pressure just watching the Texans crowd the line of scrimmage and create just enough indecision in the Bears and the protection scheme and to Caleb Williams. Whatever they did, putting 5 and 6 up on the line of scrimmage was kryptonite for the Bears last night for sure.